I'm a Madman. I'm your host, Antonio Garcia. Tonight, I do not have a guest because I am having a special event tonight. And tonight, I am having a book signing for those of you that pre-ordered my book, Sins of the Father, not Sins of the Fathers, but Short Stories from the Mind of a Madman, Volume 1, that just came out. So I know a few of you got on there and pre-ordered, and I appreciate that. So tonight, I'm going to do signing for you guys. So I'm also going to try to follow along on Facebook as well. So if you have any comments or questions, or if you want to interact a little bit, by all means, please go ahead and do that. So I'm actually going to refresh here and see if I can bring it up before we get started. Yep, it's already going live, so that's good. Turn down my volume so to make sure I don't do that. So this way I can see your comments as they come up. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the intro and then on with the signing. All right, welcome back. So here we are. I've got this brand new box here. This one is unopened. I ordered 50 copies just so I can, not necessarily just for the pre-sale, but also just so I have copies on me that I can put on my bookshelf, that I can have for, as time goes. People can buy online, or people can buy when I'm out Uber driving, or I carry books with me all the time, so come across a friend out and about, I prefer to have copies on me as much as possible. But this book, so they sent me like a box of like 38, and then they sent me another box of 10, and they sent me a package of 1, and there's still another package of 1 coming at some point. So I got to give it to Amazon for definitely being creative on how they do their shipping. I'm sure there's a reason behind it. So anyways, so let's crack this bad boy open so I can show you what's inside. Oh, real quick too, before I start, I meant to do this at the very beginning, but I want to apologize for starting late. I had to go pick up my son from football, and they normally get done between 7 and 7:30, so that's why I pushed this till 8 tonight instead of 7 to 7:30, which my shows normally are, because right now he's in football and I have to pick him up at the time. So usually they're done between 7 and 7:30. I sat there until about 8, and still not done with practice. I still didn't pick him up. So luckily Mike's wife was able to go and pick him up. So she left to go pick him up so that I can be here on time. So I apologize for pushing it back if some of you were waiting at 8. But actually, since I don't think there's anybody watching, at least on Facebook right now. Yeah, I guess I didn't make anybody wait too long. But let's go ahead and crack this thing open, and then I'll show you the book, and then I shall sign the few copies that I got in. Now, luckily, a lot of times, last time I did Sins of the Father, I did a book sign at Half Price Books, and some of the people that came in, I had no idea who they were, so I kind of had to, when I signed the books, had to come up with a way to, sign it, without knowing the person. So this time, everybody who pre-ordered is someone I knew, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about them and what they mean to me, and then I'm going to go ahead and sign their copy, and then, of course, ship it out either tomorrow or Saturday, so depending on when I'm able to make it out to the post office. And quite honestly, this is the first time I've actually shipped books out. Usually, over the years, I've just sold books in person, so this will be the first time that I've actually mailed books out, so I'm kind of excited about that. Oh, hey Vicky, welcome in, because you're actually one of the ones I'm going to be talking about tonight. So I'm glad she's on here watching, so I'm going to pull out these books. So yeah, this is actually the first time I'll be shipping out books. There's like paper on there or something. And so I'm pretty excited about that, because I don't actually know how the Postal Service works when it comes to that. My friend Lewis, who actually bought a copy as well, gave me some information on how to ship books. I guess he's done it before in the past, or had some friends that have done it. But man, so yeah, so I got there was 5 copies that people had ordered. So as a small writer, small creative artist, I don't have a lot, like 18 subscribers on YouTube, and I have 200 some followers on Facebook, and when I do stories and stuff, I usually get 1 like or 2 likes. But so I'm not especially huge. So each like, each follow, each person that watches or join me, like Vicky's watching me right now, I definitely appreciate it, because it goes a long way to make me feel better. So this is the copy. So I'm going to bring it into the camera here so you guys can see. So this is the front that I went with. I know that recently I had that contest, not really contest, but asking what kind of front you wanted to go with, and I had a couple different proofs. And matter of fact, let me grab the, I actually have the other proofs right here so you guys can kind of see. So this was the original one that I came out with, and I showed it to some people. A little dark, can barely see what it was. The writing was kind of hard to see. I went with the short stories in the back as far as listed. So, and then I decided, I let people choose kind of like what they liked. So the other one, and just so you know, this is actually a picture on the original one, and I kind of wish I would have kept that in there. It's actually me. That's actually me on the cover when I was going through a little photo shoot phase, which I plan on getting back into at the end of last year. I did that one, so I decided on the next one to kind of take me out, and also change the back to add my short stories. I put a lot of work into the covers for these short stories that I do every week, and there's 25 of them, so I wanted to kind of show those on there too. And this is the other proof that came in, and I liked it. This is actually close to the final one, except the writing was still too dark and couldn't really see the pictures too well. So I actually brightened those up for the final. So as you can see, here is the final. It's basically the same one you just saw, but the writer pops a little bit more. I got it much brighter so you can see better. And the pictures I made much brighter, just like that. So you kind of see a little bit of the evolution of how the cover went. I'm actually already working on volume 2 to be coming out. So I'll be showing that design later on. I'm going to pretty much keep the design the same, just different stories in the back, obviously. In the front, I'm going to have a different picture in the front, but the font and everything else will probably stay the same, so that when you line them up on the bookshelf, they're very similar. Just the picture in the front kind of changes. I've already decided with the next one I'm going to use a picture of me and modify a picture on there, and I think I might continue that for the different ones. Just kind of have different pictures with me somehow included in there, or one of my short stories included in it. Means something to me. So that's a little bit of how it went in. I'm also wearing my new shirt today. So this one is a new one. You can buy in my merch store. It says, "I'm a writer. I see stories everywhere." And that has a couple pictures. Stay away from the tree, jealous, and over here, can't move. I'm sorry. Look at the the screen is backwards. And then over here is where am I? Over here is the problem solver. So I added some pictures in there. So a little writing's a little hard to see on the screen, but it looks pretty good in person. I'm pretty happy with this product. So so I got 5 copies to sign tonight. I'm going to kind of just tell you a little bit about each person that I bought. And since Vicky's watching, I'm going to start with her. So, but yeah, and don't worry, Vicky, I have a pen to make sure I sign it. But I'm also want to write a little something special for you, for your support and things like that. So Vicky, who is saying hi to me on the messages and buy a pre-order copy. She was actually the first one to buy a pre-order copy. So Vicky, the first one to buy. She's actually a client of mine from Cincinnati. I was doing personal training from like 2005 to like 2010. She was one of my first clients, and pretty much the entire time I was there at the gym, she was one of my clients. And she's actually pretty active in the community. I know that she ran, I think it was something with the school. I can't remember if it was on the board that you ran for, but she's a very vocal person. She's just a great, amazing person. If you ever see her on Facebook or see her in person, she's just an amazing woman. She's got a heart of gold. She's very wise when she speaks to you. And her husband is a Mason. And I remember one thing I remember especially from Vicky too. When I was down and as a client, she'd always invite me over to dinner and stuff. Sorry, I never took you up, and we still have not gotten together with you and your husband for dinner or anything. But she's always been, when I was going through my separation stuff, just someone that was always there to kind of check on me and see how I was doing. And her husband, he's a fellow Mason, so it's I was can't remember if I trained your husband or not, but obviously I know him. I just don't know if I trained with him or not. But wonderful couple, and she just and her laugh. I tell you what, Biggie, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna go on about you. I can because you're not here, so you can't stop me. But she has an amazing laugh. She whenever she's with a group of people, you always and my family, we love to laugh. So I love being around people also that love to laugh too. So Vicki, thank you so much for being the first one to to partake of my pre-order. This is actually the first time I've done an event like this. I've never done a pre-order event. Well, I've had pre-orders, but I never did anything where I had to sign it once. I pretty much just, as people ordered, I just kind of handed it to them when they came in. It was, no bells and whistles, even with my novel, Sin's the Father. So this one I kind of want to do something a little bit bigger. So yeah, so this one is for you, the very first copy that I am signed. Aw, thank you, Vicky. I love you too, and I do miss you. And one of these days, I'm gonna come down. She lives in Cincinnati. She lives an hour away from me, so. But I do. Well, we need to go out. We need to have dinner. So absolutely. All right. So I actually didn't like plan ahead. I'm not one of those people that can that likes to rehearse or likes to plan ahead as far as what I'm gonna write. I try to do it on the spot. So I'm gonna write it, and then I'll let you know what I write on there. No peeking. I'm like writing another book here. I'm sorry it's taking so long. Man, I almost like shed a tear on this one. I usually don't write this long, so if you guys like see me like a book sign or something, or if I get a book and sign it for you, don't expect me to like spend this much time writing. But Vicky's special, so for sure. And I wrote on here to Vicky, thank you for always checking on me when you knew I was suffering. You will always have a special place in my heart. And then Antonio Garcia. Yeah, I mean, like I said, when I was going whenever she can always tell like through my Facebook post, or even if we don't like see each other in person, she just knows when I'm going through some things, and it always made me feel better when that little pop up on Messenger, you doing okay, Garcia, and let me know if you do anything and stuff like that. So it's yeah, she's such a wonderful woman. I'm looking forward to shipping this out to you tomorrow, Saturday. So thank you so much, Vicky, for that. Okay, so let's move on. And I'm actually going to move on to another client of mine, Melissa. She was Melissa Mingles. She actually is another client of mine from Cincinnati. It's personal training, and I don't think I've seen her since I moved away. But we're friends on Facebook, and I see she's big in sports. And I want to say hockey, soccer. I think it's one of the European sports. I don't know, but. She's big into it. She wears jerseys. She likes to go to the games, stuff like that. I just can't keep track of like which sport it is. I'm bad, but so and she's another one of my clients that and I kind of form bonds with people over time. So if you've been a personal a client of mine in personal training, or if you train in my dojo, or if you worked at one of my jobs, that I get attached to people that I surround myself with good people. I love. If you're a good person, I end up, just being around you all the time. So I've just really been, blessed to have such amazing students and clients and coworkers and friends throughout the years. And so, Melissa, thank you so much for taking the time to, pre-order yourself a copy. I hope you enjoy the short stories. And I hope we get to meet, see each other again. When I'm down, I know you travel a lot, and but one of these days, maybe we'll get together and I'll put you to another great workout. You're welcome. So let's go ahead and sign this for you. So this one is going to Melissa. I don't think she's online yet, so I can't really. That's why I didn't really go too far and like embarrassing her. Vicky spent more time on because she's actually here, like and stuff. So I want to make sure. I make her smile a little bit, but but maybe Melissa, you might watch this a little bit later. So thank you again for your support. So I'm gonna write yours, and then I won't read yours because I don't I wanted to read to Vicky. She's looking right at me, but I think everyone else I'll just sign and send to. So. Thought you liked that, Vicky. Oh, and just so you know, even with these, I don't really, when I'm out and about and sign these, I don't really put that much effort into. But when I do book signings, I try to, even if I just met the person, I try to like maybe get enough to know about them that I can make it a little more unique. So at least with the people I know here that I'm writing for, I'm able to get, a little bit more personal with in the writing, so that some kind of stands out, on there. So I try to make it to where it's just a little more, hey, instead of, thank you, and then my name, I put a little something in there that kind of lets me know that yes, you are separated from the rest of the world because I know you in person, and and I value your support. I know someday in the future, fingers crossed, I'll be having people buy my books that that I may never have met or will meet. They just like my stories or whatever. That's the ultimate goal. But I tell you right now that I write because I love to write, not necessarily. Even if I didn't sell any books, even if I never published anything, I would write anyways. I love to write. But the people that are around me, my friends and my family, just the little things that they do that lets me know that they support me and they believe in me. It goes a long way. So while I'll always love signing books and book signings or mailing them out for someone who orders them online and stuff. There'll always be a special place in my heart for the people that I know that maybe I hadn't even seen in like 10 years. That just they just say hi. They just buy my book and just let me know they remember me and they support me. So it's important for me. So all right. So this next one. This one is going to my friend Ray. He's actually been on my show a couple of times, so you know Ray. He has been on a guest on here as a guest narrator, and he's a fellow writer. I used to work with him. We're still good friends, and even get together from time to time to do a little bit of Mario Kart. So he's a great guy. I love, we bounce ideas off all the time off each other's for writing and stuff. And we exchange books. When you're a writer, exchanging books is like exchanging business cards. So it's like, oh, here's my book. Yes, I'm a writer. Oh, you're a writer too. This is your book. Thank you. And then we just kind of file them away as, like that. So it's kind of cool. But so he went out and pre-ordered a copy, which I appreciate because it's one he supports me and helps me with ideas to write. He comes on my show. We've both been through a lot over the last year and stuff. So he's come over. He's seen plenty of pictures on Facebook and stuff where we enjoyed a cigar together and stuff. So it's again him pre-order a book is something he didn't even need to do because he supports me in so many other ways. So thank you for that, Ray. But I do appreciate the financial support as well. I only make a few dollars like per book, but I do appreciate. It's more to me. It's more the intent and meaning. My friends that like buy these books aren't necessarily buying these books as hoping to pay my rent for the next month or so. They're doing it because they're contributing. They know that I have a passion for this. They know it's something I love to do. To me, it's more the intent of buying the book than it is the actual purchase itself. So Ray, thank you so much for all that you do support. So this one is for you. Yeah, man, I don't know, writer block. Oh yeah, and sorry, Ray, that's just a little too mushy. I didn't mean to, obviously, I kind of just write what I think, a lot of what I said, but it does mean a lot. Everything he does for me, he's a good friend, and so I don't know if I wasn't doing this online and actually talking about him, if I would have spent that much time writing, like, hey, thanks, Ray, don't you? But I do appreciate everything that he does to help me out. This is going to Lindsay. Lindsay is a Mario Kart, a little group that myself and Ray are part of that, does a little Mario Kart racing. I don't know her too much outside of the Mario Kart group, but even from the interactions we had during Mario Kart, she's hilarious. She's pretty awesome. We have a lot of fun. Last time we actually had it here at my place, playing some Mario Kart, so it's always a blast when I'm with that crew. And yeah, she's hilarious. If you ever get a chance to just to chat with Lindsay or be around her, she's hilarious. So especially when we're in a group setting, so it's pretty great. So Lindsay, this one's for you, and thank you so much for your support. I'll probably end up giving this to you when I see you at the next Mario Kart meeting, I believe. So, oh, hey, what's up, Chris? A Marine buddy of mine just jumped in. So, I don't think I've seen you, Chris, in probably about, oh God, 10, 15 years. Let me sign this and I'll tell you a little bit about, about Chris who just jumped in. Let me finish this right here. All right, there we go. Yeah, it's my no Marine buddy of mine, Chris Lyons, just jumped on. Good to see you, Chris. Well, good you to see me. I can't really see. All I see is a profile pic. But thank you for jumping in and taking a peek at my little book signing event going on here. Chris is one of the Marines I served with, and man, I tell you what, I miss some of those days for sure. When I was in We always did a thing like a Memorial Day weekend. We got to Lake Cumberland. We used to always go hang out together. A lot of good a lot of my memories from like my early 20s involved Chris and Jason and Huber and all my other friends from the Marines. And yeah, it's I'm still friends with pretty much all of them on Facebook at least. And I know you and guys still get together because you guys all live closer together than I do. But yeah, I love seeing your stories. I know you've been going through some things too, man. So just letting you know I'm thinking of you, and I'm right here with you. So it's just good to see double dogs from your past. My nephew Columbus is in the Marines, and it's cool seeing the camaraderie, his videos. I mean, his snaps and his pictures of his camaraderie with his Marine buddies that he serves with, and it just reminds me of the great times that I had when I was in with the buddies I served with. We were it was some rough times as far as being in the Marines, but just the guys I served with just made you'd be sleeping in a 6-foot dirt pit, and then we find some way of making it fun. So it was always a blast. So yeah, definitely, Chris. I know every year seems like we're always trying to get together and stuff, but we will. A lot like Vicky, who lives in Cincinnati, lives like an hour away. It's the same thing with him, but just gotta find this time to spend with your friends, man, and the people you served with. Yeah, I know I miss you guys too on Veterans Day. They get together every Veterans Day too. Is it? I can't remember if it's Denny's or if it's one of those restaurants. They get together, and every year it just, I don't know, just something always comes up, or I don't know, they still like to do things early in the morning. I don't know, maybe it's a Saturday morning, I just can't wake up. One of the two things. It could be anything. It could be something going on, or me just like asleep. I like to sleep now more when I get up. But I do love seeing the pictures from you guys, going in there. And one of these days, we will get together for sure. If anything, maybe one of these days when you're out on the road, and you find yourself up here, let me know. Maybe we'll do lunch or you come over or something like that. We do definitely need to catch up for sure. All right, so this last book going out is going to my friend Lewis, who lives all the way out in Arizona. I've known him for about 11 years. He's an amazing guy. We actually have gotten closer probably in the last maybe since 4 months since the whole quarantine started, because I downloaded this app called House Party, and I started he was on there, my sister-in-law is on there and stuff. So yeah, when we just started chatting, so it's one of those things to where if I don't have to go to a business during the day and I'll jump on a House Party, he'll be there, my sister-in-law will be there, we'll catch up, and my brother jumped on. And yeah, Chris, yeah, we'll get together for sure. Daniel, welcome, man. My little brother's on here. You've seen him on the show a couple of times. And yes, Daniel, you're definitely gonna get your copy signed. See, here's the thing. I'm not a big famous writer and author, but I love my siblings, my family gets excited when I do come up with a new book, and because they see that I am pursuing my interests, my passions and stuff, and they do support me and stuff. And Daniel, my little brother, is in a band, so he's in a band, so we support each other. He's got CDs and merchandise, and go to his shows and stuff like that. He reads my books, he comes on my show and helps me out. I got a great supportive family. On the flip side of that, I kind of feel like when I come out with a new book, that while they're excited, at the same time they're kind of like, now I guess I know what I'm getting for my birthday and or Christmas. A book, a $5 book. I'm just kidding, but yes, I do get this for the birthday or for Christmas. A lot of times I end up, my family. My first 2 copies went to each of my kids. Even though they live together and stuff, I still gave each their own copy. Like I said, I'm not a big famous author. I'm hoping this may be something they enjoy, have something to appreciate when they're much longer. My family, I give to them whenever I see them and stuff. But that's just like a joke that I think is on my head. It's like when we go to Christmas or for birthdays, everyone else is coming out with these great presents and stuff, and I'm like, hey, look what I wrote. Look what I got at discount or at wholesale price. Here's your copy. But no, but we support each other, and I have a great family. So Thanks for jumping in, Daniel, and watching. And we need to get you back on the show again. And and I'll talk about this more after I do the signing. But yeah, we're gonna get back into doing some of the shows and stuff. But going back to my friend Lewis, he's just a great guy. He's a friend of the family. Most of my ex-wife's family, they had all grown up together, went to high school together. So they've known each other for probably decades. And then of course I met him to my wife when we got married. He's just someone you can, he has a great personality. He's just a loving, caring person. He's just somebody that I feel kind of like a kindred spirit. He's single, I'm single. It's like we kind of, we live alone. He lives alone, so we have a lot like that we can share that sometimes we just can't share with other people because we just don't. We just have that click. We don't really get overly personal, but feel like I have this bond with him just because him and I are in similar situations, and we've known each other for about a decade now, or over a decade actually. So he bought when he bought a pre-order, I was very excited about that. But yeah, so it's been great being able to catch up with him pretty much at least once or twice a week. At house party, just kind of get on there and it's a video chat. If you don't know what it is, it's kind of like a video chat for having fun. Oh, I didn't. No. I didn't. And Daniel, I didn't say anything about your new CD. You just said I was talking about your old CD. Every time you come out with a CD, I didn't mean So I didn't ruin anything. But you just did. Or how does it go? Like in all those spy movies? How did you know that? I didn't tell you that. You just did. It's kind of one of those moments. But yes, I will most definitely expecting a copy. I don't know if my little brother. He writes the songs, and him and his band. They write their own music, which is kind of cool. And I'm fine with cover bands. It's great. I love going to see the different shows and stuff. But I definitely have appreciation for bands that write their own music because it is much harder. Like with me, like I do my short story podcast, and it's sometimes hard for me. I look at some of these other podcasters that do short stories that read other people's stories. They pump out like half a dozen to a dozen podcasts a week, but they're reading other people's stories. Whereas me, I'm writing my own stories, recording my stories, editing, so it's like super slow. I've only got like 53 out of in 3 years. So I'm barely pumping out a lot. So I have appreciation for people who have to create because it's so. I know how much more difficult it is. So the fact that Bipolar Opposites, the band, my brother's in and stuff. The fact that they write their own music and stuff. They do some covers, mostly just to kind of make the shows last a bit longer. But that'll change as they write more of their own music. But yeah, I have appreciation, and if you ever get a chance to see them in concert in the show, definitely take them out. But getting back to my friend Lewis, damn it, you guys keep interrupting. But Lewis, thanks again so much for your support on this. I'm really looking forward. You are by far the farthest person I am mailing this to, all the way out in Arizona, and I'm hoping that one of these days I'll get to come out and visit. When the weather gets a little bit cooler, because sometimes when we chat, he talks about how it's like 99 or 115 degrees out there. All right, Chris. Yeah, I'll shoot you a message in a bit. Yeah, actually, on my website, I have my original story come out, Sins of the Fathers. It came out in 2015, and this is a new compilation series of 25 short stories I've written. I've actually got volume 2 coming out. So, and actually, my books are now available on my Facebook page. So if you go to my Facebook book page, I just added in like yesterday. The store is actually on my Facebook page now too. So, all right. So let me write this for Lewis here, and then we'll just kind of wrap things up. I just kind of go over things. go. All right, so now I've got all 5 copies on there. But also, yeah, so Chris, you can also go to my website, AntonioGarciaBooks.com, and I have a link on there for bookstore that will take you to my Square store where you can just kind of purchase any of my books there. There's some merchandise on there, but I don't want to waste my time buying those. I'm actually going to take those off. I do have a merch store, so if you go to AntonioGarciaBooks.com and go to merchandise, that's where I keep my T-shirts and my different kind of merchandise there that you can take a look at as well too. So I do have like a whole box of these. So I mean, I've got I've got books out the window, people. Books out the window. I got so many here. I feel like I just, I buy enough to last me. This many books, how few books I sell over the lifespan. That'll probably last me until retirement, probably until I die. It'll take me that long to sell 50 copies, but I appreciate each one that does. So thank you so much for joining me. This is the first time I've done this event, and I thought it was kind of cool that I have the comments over here. I'm going to try to do that more often with some of these special events. I actually use my phone when I do my show every week for Instagram. But I do like having it up over here so I can see people messages that make it a little more interactive. So I'm going to wrap this up with just a couple of things. First is, I like to get back into doing my show. So if you are interested in being on my show, it's every Wednesday or Thursday whenever people are available. And basically, I run it like a talk show / short story show. So it started off as friends coming on and help me read my short stories and doing voices. So I don't have to do the voices myself. I narrate. They do the voices. To make it more fun, I get them, a little liquored up beforehand. And then that way it's just much funnier. It's funnier in that sense. And then kind of turn into more like a talk show thing to where I start having, really get into people's interest, and if they have art, or they're part of a band, or they're, if they're another writer, I like to have them on here. Or if you have a business, I like to have you on here so that, I can, you can talk a little bit about you as a person in the community and what you do and what you're passionate about, and then help me read through a story, which takes about 10, 15 minutes. So if you'd like to be on my show, please message me and let me know. Love to have you on there. I'm always looking for new guests. I try to plan out a week or two in advance so I can get some people on these shows. Also, you can show your support for free by following me, liking my Facebook page, subscribing on YouTube, follow me on Instagram. All that goes a long way. Every like, so if I post a story, every video, every like, every comment, all that goes a long way. It helps. I mean, I spend a lot of hours. It takes about 6 hours, start to finish, for each short story that I do. And I do between 2 to 5 a week. So you can see that's pretty much another job right there. And sometimes I only get maybe 1 or 2 likes, which is great. I appreciate it, but if you want to support and you're not liking those posts, please just take a few minutes, read my short stories, or like them, and just let me know. Say hi, how you doing? It goes a long way. And then of course, if you read my books, if you're on Amazon or if you're on Goodreads, please take a moment to just kind of do a review. Just go on there and say how much you loved it or hated it. Reviews are reviews, so it goes a long way to have reviews to get people that don't know me seeing my books. And then, of course, if you do want to contribute to it, one thing I do offer is $1 a month on Patreon. You can see the behind the scenes of my podcast course, and I live stream those. So just like these, I'm trying to make it more interactive. So once I start getting patrons on Patreon for just $1 a month, you can actually sit in while I do my recording and ask questions and join me as I record these short stories every week. And then, of course, you can buy my merchandise, you can buy my books, pre-ordering these books here, buy my books online. Just go a long way. It doesn't go a long way financially. Like, I'm not financially free necessarily, but it goes a long way to let me know that people are interested in reading my stories, that people are interested in buying my books, and it is, as a creative person, sometimes we do need that validation that what we're doing is worth it. Vicky, I just got your message. So I do have your address. When you buy through Square Up, you fill in your address on there. I get that as well. So I will be shipping it to the address that you used on Square Up. So I will, if you want, I'll message you and kind of verify and make sure it's the right address, but I'm sure it is. But yeah, so again, thank you for joining me tonight. This is the first time I've ever done this kind of event, so I hope you enjoyed it. I did. You know, it's weird not having anybody on that couch over there joining me, but I had a blast. I'm hoping when I come out with Volume 2, probably in October, November, I might push it back to maybe the holidays as a kind of a holiday thing. I hope to do this again. I hope you join me again then too. And again, I'll have another pre-sale for those. Now, even though like my book will be going up to its regular price of $12.99, except for you, Chris, I'll let you know how to get that so you can get the pre-order price before I raise it up. But even then, I'll be, you know, having sales. So my next sale may be both these books for like $19.99 as opposed to buying them separately for like $26. So yeah, so I plan on having different sales, but I'm going to try to get away from keeping these books so low initially. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. All of you that come on my show, all of you that have joined me tonight, you know, Chris, good seeing you, Vicky, and Daniel. Thank you so much for coming in and just saying hi to me. It helps. Sometimes you can feel really alone just sitting in front of the camera, you know, in your own living room. So it's great that you guys come on and just, you know, say hi. It means a lot. And yeah, I hope to do this again soon and hopefully get back into my show next week. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I'm just going to move the mouse, if I can find it here, over here. And then, yeah, so thank you so much for joining me. And I will see you hopefully next week for a new episode of Short Stories from the Mind of a Madman, where I'll be going over another one of my short stories with another friend who wants to jump in and helps out. Guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll talk to you again in the next episode.